Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of Doki Doki Literature Club. If you didn't watch part 1, I'd suggest you go and watch it. But if you didn't really miss much. It was pretty boring, my apologies. But hopefully today we'll get something interesting in this game. But I'll get loaded in here. So basically, if you didn't watch part 1, I could give a short recap. Basically, it's been a few days. It is now Monday, I believe. And it's the day of this festival thing for the school, and a bunch of clubs are like putting on something. So for our club, the literature club, we're doing it. We're speaking poems in front of everybody. So that's pretty much what I've been doing the last few days. Is we wrote a few poems for the literature club, and then Yuri came over, and we helped decorate. Oh, and I also confessed my love for Sayori. So yeah, that's pretty much it. All right. Of all days, I expected this to be the one where I'd be walking to school with Sayori. But Sayori isn't answering her phone. I considered going to her house to wake her up, but decided that's a little too much. Meanwhile, the preparations for the event should be nearly complete. The banner Yuri and I painted is dry, and I gently rolled it up to take it with me. She sent me a pleasant text reminding me not to forget anything, and I reassured her. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over so I can spend time with Sayori and Yuri at the festival. Why is Yuri lumped into this? I thought it was just me and Sayori, not this love triangle. But knowing Monica, I'm sure the event will be great too. Sir Andrew, you're the first one here. Oh, how interesting. Thanks for being early. I'm always early. That's funny. I thought at least Yuri would be here by now. Monica is placing little booklets on each of the desks in the classroom. They must be the ones she prepared that have all the poems we're performing. Why'd the music cut out? I just realized that. Is my audio working? I think so. In the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monica would like and submitted it. Excuse me. So that's the one I'll be performing. What was that? I'm surprised you didn't bring Sayori with you. Yeah, she overslept again. That dummy. How flirty. You'd think that on days this important, she'd try a little harder. I say that, but I suddenly remember that what Sayori told me yesterday, and I suddenly feel awkward knowing it's not nearly that simple for her. I only said it because it's the way I'm used to thinking. But maybe I should have gone to wake her up after all. Ahaha! You should take a little responsibility for her, Sir Andrew. Especially after your exchange with her yesterday. How does she know about that? You kind of left her hanging this morning, you know. Oh, okay. She wasn't talking about our love exchange in front of my house. Exchange? Wait. This is whack. Oh, because yesterday was Sunday. I didn't see her since Friday. That's weird. That's really weird. Why did she know that? Nobody saw that. Monica, you know about that? Of course I do. I'm the club president. That doesn't mean anything! Just because you're the club president doesn't mean you get a stock on my business. It's my love, man. Don't get in the way. But, I stammer, embarrassed. That doesn't make sense, buddy. Did Sayori really tell her about it that quickly? No. That we're a couple now? I didn't really plan on bringing it up with anyone yet. Jeez, you don't know the full story at all, so don't worry. I probably know a lot more than you think. What is this, some satanic fucking telepathic shit or what? Monica is being as friendly as usual, but for some reason I felt a chill down my spine after hearing that. Yeah, that's a little creepy. Hey, do you want to check out the pamphlets? They came out really nice. Yeah, sure. I grabbed one of the pamphlets laid out on the desk. Oh yeah, they really did. Something like this will definitely help people take the club more seriously. Yeah, I thought so too. I flipped through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed out on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. I recognize Natsuki and Yuri's poems from the ones they performed during our practice. What's this? I flipped to Sayori's poem. It's different from the one she practiced. It's the one I haven't read before. It's one that I haven't read before. I just had like chills just going down my body. If you can't read it, that's a percentage sign. It says get out of my head. Get out of my head. Get out of my head before I do what I know it's best for you. Get out of my head. I listened to everything she said to me. Get out of my head before I show you how much I love you. Get out of my head before I finish writing this poem. But a poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving. Whack. What is this? Reading the poem, I get a pit in my stomach. Yeah, me too. Sir Andrew, what's wrong? Nothing. This poem feels completely different from everything else Sayori's written. But more than that, I changed my mind. I'm going to get Sayori, so, well, alright. Try not to take too long, okay? I quickly leave the classroom. Don't strain yourself, Monica calls that out after me. I quicken my pace. Yeah, I'd run away from that bitch. What was I thinking? I should have tried a little bit harder for Sayori. It's not a big deal to at least wait for her or help her wake up. Even the simple gesture of walking her to school makes her really happy. Besides, I told her yesterday that things will be the same as they always have been. That's all she needs, and that's what I want to give her. I reach Sayori's house and knock on the door. I don't expect an answer since she's not picking up her phone either. Like yesterday, I opened the door and let myself in. I don't like when it goes dark. And there's no freaking music! Where'd it go? Hold on. Let me plug this back in. That's working. There's just no sound. Sayori, she really is a heavy sleeper. I swallow. Can't believe I ended up doing this after all. Waking her up in her own house. This really is something that a boyfriend would do, isn't it? In any case, it just feels right. My heart's like pounding. I know. I don't like this. Outside Sayori's room, I knock on her door. Sayori, wake up, dummy. There's no response. I really didn't want to have to enter her room like this. Isn't it a kind of a breach of privacy? But she leaves me no choice. I gently open the door. Jesus Christ. God damn it, dude. Fuck. I did not expect that. I did not at all expect that. Whew. Jesus. I had read, like, how dark this gets, but I didn't... What is wrong with this? What the hell? What the hell? Is this a nightmare? It sure fucking seems like it. It has to be. This isn't real. There's no way this can be real. Sayori wouldn't do this. Everything was normal until a few days ago. That's why I can't believe my eyes are showing me. I suppressed the urge to vomit. Just yesterday, I told Sayori I'd be there for her. I told her I know what's best and that everything will be okay. Then why? Why would she do this? How could I be so helpless? What did I do wrong? Confessing to her. I shouldn't have confessed to her. That's not what Sayori needed at all. She even told me how painful it is for others to care about her. Then why did I confess to her and make her feel even worse? Why was I so selfish? This is my fault. My swarming thoughts keep telling me that everything I could have done to prevent this, if I just spent more time with her, walked her to school, and remained friends with her like it always has been, then I could have prevented this. I know I could have prevented this. Screw the literature club. Screw the festival. I just lost my best friend. Is it because I confessed my love to her? Damn it, dude. Something I grew up with. She's gone forever now. Nothing I could do to bring her back. This isn't some game where I can reset and try something different. I had only one chance, and it wasn't careful enough. And now I carry this guilt with me until I die. Nothing in my life is worth more than hers. But I still couldn't do what she needed from me. And now, I can never take it back. Never. 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 What is that? I don't like this. I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's... God, this game's fucked, man. Oh my gosh. Jesus Christ. The girl is my neighbor and a good friend since we were children. This is the beginning of the game. I don't like this game at all. I know what they mean now by psychological horror. It's fucked. Holy shit. Alright, I just need to take a minute. Just catch my breath a little bit. Jesus. Alright. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. I feel like this is going to get really creepy. Like, it's not going to look normal. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but staring around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase me after this, I almost feel better running off. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let catch up to me. Jesus Christ. I don't like this. I'm just getting really bad chills. Good thing it's 1 in the afternoon and not 1 in the morning. Oh god. It's an ordinary school day like any other. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friends groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that, but I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. Before I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There really aren't any interests. There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Sir Andrew? Jesus Christ. Fucking A. Monica? Oh my goodness, I totally didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Yeah, it has. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other well. We rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in the class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... What did you come in here for anyway? Oh, I'm just looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? Aha, about that. I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. God damn, dude. I'm gonna shit myself. Literature? That sounds kind of dull. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there's only 3 of us so far. One's dead. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring and dangerous. Well, I can see that. But it's really not boring at all, you know. Literature could be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She's always insists that manga is literature, too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monica say she? Hey, Sir Andrew. By any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but in that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could at least, at the very least, visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please. Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse something like Monica? Sure, I guess I could check it out. Ha, awesome. You're really sweet, Sir Andrew, you know that? It's nothing, really. Shall we go, then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. Oh god, this is gonna be... And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. Remember the last time we were joining the club, it said I sold my soul for a cupcake. So now, our soul belongs to Monica. This is gonna be creepy. I timidly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. I'm back. Jesus. And I brought a guest with me. I guess. Seriously, you brought a boy? I mean, Natsuki looks like a boy, man. So I'm gonna keep that same vibe. Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Sir Andrew. Wait. Sayori's gone. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. It's really messed up. So let me guess. You're Monica's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. Natsuki, the girl with the sour attitude whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. So the first time we came in, we were with Sayori, and I think she had said that you're Sayori's boyfriend. So now they've eliminated one. I have a prediction, but I'm not gonna say it because I feel like that's right. So... or maybe I will. I have a feeling that Monica is going to keep killing them until I choose her. So I'm... you know, that's just a bold prediction. I did not read that anywhere. That's just a very bold prediction. Which I have a feeling is probably right. But maybe we just won't watch everybody else die. Jesus. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? Excuse me. What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. Looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud. And give that back. Fine, fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you could set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. Well, we all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. It's just gonna restart. I feel like it's just gonna restart just off them one by one. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way everyone is even. I mean, I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monika. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Sir Andrew? Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we've reached the moment of most important talk, I bluntly come forth with what's on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Monika may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All three girls are staring back at me with dejected eyes. But I'm sorry, I thought. Girls exchange glances before Monika turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Sir Andrew. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. Yeah, because you offed one of them. We need 4. Yeah, you killed one. Bang, bang, she dead. And I've been trying really, really hard to find new members. And if we don't find one more before the festival, and I'm defenseless against these girls, how am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. No. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls, right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Sir Andrew? Yeah. It could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, if you're really just left after all this, I would be super pissed. Sir Andrew, I'm so happy. We could become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem and bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monika looks over at me once more. Sir Andrew, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Hee hee. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills? Maybe. I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 3 girls, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monika. Sayori's not there. Sad. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll give it a chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I just need to make the most of my circumstances and I'm sure good fortune will find me. No, it won't. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. What? Creepy. A joke. A man walked into a club. In the club there was a girl who liked him very much. They spent some time together, and then she liked him even more. One day the girl realized she was in love with him. Before disaster could happen, a third party intervened with her programming. Suddenly the girl hated herself for being in love. This contradiction caused the script to derail. The universe started to collapse, but she killed herself just in time. Just kidding. Am I not impressing Monica? She's gone. Well, it looks like I have to cater towards one of these two. So let's go Natsuki first. We'll off her first, because I feel like that's gonna happen. Alright, let's go. I'm just picking random words, man, because I know this is just gonna get, it's just gonna get fucked. Hi again, Sir Andrew. Glad to see you didn't run away on us, haha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging. Oh, excuse me. Hanging out. I don't like that. Thanks for keeping your promise, Sir Andrew. I hope this isn't too overwhelming for a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it? Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. He already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki. Can you not stand in front of the text like that? Natsuki certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps a manga collection in the club room. Why are you standing in front of the text? Get out of the way. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Oh. Maybe they were covering something. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Sir Andrew. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have an interest in picking up a book to read. Well, you know I'm not allowed to think. Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now. So it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. Ooh. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not like that. It's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? Is she getting closer? Is that what's happening right now? Because, like, she's filling the screen right now. I just, like... Well, as vice president and all, she is definitely getting closer, and I don't like that. That I should keep you get started on something you might like. Get away from me. Get away from me. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. Stay away! I didn't want you to feel left out. So I picked up a book that I thought you might enjoy. I'm watching you. Stay back. It's a short read, so it should help your attention even if you don't usually read. She's getting closer, and we could, discuss it if you want. This is how a girl's accidentally being so cute. She needs to stay away. My body only belongs to Sayori. She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Mana to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. It was weird. See, everything got slanted as well. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is buried in a book. Can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Ah! I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. Alright, it's normal. It's normal. You looking for something in there? Fucking Monica. She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. Oh, I think they're covering up somebody there. What's the point in keeping your collection organized if someone else is just going to mess it up? Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga? You read manga, right? Sometimes. Manga is one of those things that you can't admit you're really into until you figure out where the other person stands. How did you know anyway? I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst the stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack. There it is! Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. Then she turns to a box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest. Ah, much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know that feel. I get a closer look at the box and set that she's admiring. Parfait Girls? It's a series I've never heard in my life. This probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible. If you're gonna judge, you could do it through the glass on the door. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. It was one of the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Sir Andrew. Consider that list and don't judge a fucking... Don't judge a book, but gay. In fact, Natsuki pulls the first volume, Parfait Girls from the box. I'm gonna show you exactly why. She shoves the book right into my hands. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire striking animated feminine poses. It's exceedingly Mo. Don't just stand there. Natsuki grabs my arms and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsills and pats on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. What's that? Why's that? I guess it's easier to be closer together like this. Don't say that. It'll make me feel weird about it. Natsuki crosses her arm and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting there close to her either. Not that I can say it's a particularly bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I won't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning? You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometime after I've already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention? I am, but nothing's really happening yet, so I can talk at the same time. It looks like it's about a bunch of friends in high school. Typical slice of life affair. I kind of grew out of these since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. Are you sure this isn't boring for you? It's not. Even though you're just watching me read. Well, I'm fine with that. If you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? You don't? That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? Could you not rub it in? Jeez. Sorry. Oh, I accidentally clicked something else. Like I could ever get my friends to read this. They just think manga's for kids. I can't even bring it up without them being all like, hey, you still haven't grown out of that yet? Making me want to punch them in the face. I know those kinds of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated toward the other losers over time. But it's probably harder for someone like you. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Wait, which part? I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. My dad would beat the shit out of me if he found this. So much for cute and innocent. At least it's safe here in the club room. Except Monica's kind of a jerk about it. I just can't win, can I? Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am reading it. Well, it's not like that solves any of my problems. Maybe. But at least you're enjoying yourself, right? So, ahaha. Geez, that's not enough. Are you going to keep reading or what? Yeah. Yeah. I flipped the page. Time passes. Natsuki is strangely quiet now. I glance over at her. Looks like she started to fall asleep. Okay. I was a little worried for a second. Hey, Natsuki. Yeah? Suddenly, Natsuki collapses straight on into me. Hey! Oh, jeez. Natsuki, are you okay? Here. Monica reaches in her bag, pulls some kind of protein bar. She throws it in Natsuki's direction. Natsuki's eyes suddenly light up. She snatches the bar from the floor and immediately tears off the wrapper. I told you not to give... She doesn't even finish her sentence before stuffing it in her mouth. Don't worry, Sir Andrew. She's fine. It just happens every now and then. That's why I keep a snack in my bag for her. Anyway, why don't we all share poems now? Who should I show my poem first? I should start with Monica. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem, and I want her to know I'm putting in effort. Yeah. Hey, Sir Andrew. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we could do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anywho, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Ahaha! Don't worry, Sir Andrew. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. That's the sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I might hand Monica my poem. I like it, Sir Andrew. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. Ahaha! Oh, jeez. Oh, no. This kind of makes me think of something Natsuki would write. And she's a good writer, too. So take that as a compliment. Aha! If you say so. Yep. If you're interested in Natsuki, then always keep a snack on you. She'll cling to you like a puppy. Ah. Natsuki's dad doesn't give her lunch money or leave her any food in the house, and she's in a fussy mood pretty often. But sometimes she just loses all of her strength and shuts down, like some sort of robot. Like earlier. This is just a guess, but I think she's so small that because her malnutrition is interfering with her adolescence growth. But hey, some guys are into petite girls too, you know? Sorry, I just trying to look at the bright side. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. It's the same one as before, right? Oh no, it's a little different. Hole in the wall. Alright, hole in the wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in the room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lung. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. Yeah, it's different than the last one. So, what do you think? It's very free form, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that's the kind of style that's gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I kind of had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influenced my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try too hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Alright, let's go to Yuri. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough for her to finish reading. Oh, sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. So it's that bad. No! Did I just raise my voice? I'm sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been thought of that myself, I kind of learned to pick it up on them. I think its most noticeable things I can recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Now, not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though. Biased how? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about other people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd like to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamingly if there's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Alright, I think this is the same one as her other one. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the tests of time, the last yet to be replaced by sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Ah, that's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Sir Andrew. Really? It must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But I remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. And that's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. Alright, Natsuki. Okay, well, let's start with these things I don't like. First of all, Natsuki rereads my poem. Never mind, I don't feel like giving you my opinion. What's the point of sharing in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. In fact, remember how I said I wanted to read your poems? That's what I had in mind when writing this. I wanted to help you feel comfortable enough to share yours. Like Monica said. Well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poem if yours was really bad. You were supposed to show me dumb poem and make me go, haha, well, it's not great, but let me show you what real literature looks like. And you went and ruined it. I hope you're happy. So in other words, you're saying you liked it? Natsuki retort gets caught in her throat. You just don't understand anything, do you? It's already told you, you don't have to go announcing it to the world like you're all self-important. Pretty sure you never actually said that. I say that mostly to myself. Natsuki must really hate me or something. I can't figure out if it's a win or a loss that she liked my poem. In that case, I still need you to show me yours, right? Fine, I guess. Only because Monica will make me if I don't. Alright. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it. Very good. Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you convincing me that I wouldn't like it? Well, Because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you to do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for the rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. Helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect you that from a youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I wouldn't take that away from her. Alright, guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. As if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monika is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I'm trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monika liked it, and Sir Andrew did too. And based on that, I'd gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Sir Andrew liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Sir Andrew appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you saying that full of yourself? Are you full of yourself? I know. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Sir Andrew started showing up. Natsuki, that's a little... That doesn't involve you. This doesn't involve you. Taking out your own insecurities on others like that, you really act as young as you look, Natsuki. Me? Look who's talking. You want to be edgy, bitch? Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend. See? Just say that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know. If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing with your sickening attitude. You think you could counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Well, be careful, you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Or my bad, you already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on. So let Sir Andrew hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this. Suddenly Yuri turns to me if she has noticed I was standing here. Sir Andrew, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. Hey, Sir Andrew. Why don't we step outside for a little bit? Okay? Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Ahaha, some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to do a little more assertive sometimes. But I mean, I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I was rocking forth in her desk and her palms on her forehead. Yuri? I didn't mean it. I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did. Sir Andrew, please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's nothing wrong with me today. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monica. You can go first, Monica. I'd like to stay a little. No, don't do that. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today. It kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not that. It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Sir Andrew. It would just be embarrassing with you listening. Sigh. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? Sorry for causing trouble. Alright. Looks like this is getting very interesting. So I think this is going to wrap up part 2. So, very sad that Sayori died. And it looks like potentially that somebody else might hurt themselves as well. That was a little creepy there at the end. So, don't know what to expect, but if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in part 3. Peace!